Okay, folks, I'm going to start trying to make some of these Tribe of Dan videos. They're so lengthy and so long, it's hard to do anything with and stuff, and there's so much to show. But anyway, just try to bear with me. It's not a perfect video, but I'm going to show you some things, okay? Now you're going to say, Jerry, what in the world are you listening to anyway? Well, folks, I'll tell you what that was. That is a clip. Of course, I have told you before about the Tribe of Dan that runs Hollywood. That is a clip from the movie The Keep in Romania. And today, what we're going to do is we are going to try to piece together the history of the Tribe of Dan and see what has happened with these Vikings, why they have done what they have done, and who they are in today's world. Okay? So now, in order to do that, what we have to do is go back all the way to ancient Israel, right here, folks. Right here. And in ancient Israel, if you remember, the Romans come in and burnt the temple of King Solomon to the ground. When they did that, where did all these tribes go? Well, for starters, the Tribe of Dan headed northward into these mountains here in Germany and Belgium and parts of France. And they quickly, folks, became the Celtics, the Vikings. They clashed with the Anglo-Saxons. They were never the Anglo-Saxons, folks. Don't let anybody ever tell you that stuff. I've heard that so many times I'm sick of it. There is no such thing as a group of Viking Anglo-Saxons. They were the Celts. This, in these woods here, folks, when they went into Germany and they went into, hang on. When they went into Germany and they went into, parts of Belgium and all that, they quickly became the Vikings of old. That's how they mutated into from the sea people. And when they got into this region, folks, that was when they started developing things like the worship of the horned goat god Cernunnos. Okay? And so what they quickly done, the Tribe of Dan, we'll get down here so I can really get close to this, folks. What they done, they mutated up here in quickly into the Scandinavian and Norwegian territories. Okay? That's why Sweden is called what it's called, because there are many variations of this. Drive. Hold on a second. I'm running low on battery here, folks. Hang tight. Sorry about the limited attention there. I was paying attention to devices more than what I was saying, but this is important because, you know, like Mrs. K, she wanted to know these things too. So anything that was with Den, Dan, or Don, like Denmark, Sweden, the Jordanian River, all this right here became literally the Norwegian Viking regions. This is where they established themselves first after coming out of the woods here in Europe, in Germany, into the northern parts of Germany where the Ardennes is, where the Battle of the Bulge took place, so forth. Come into the Norwegian territories. And this is where that they became the ancient Viking kings, folks. Okay? Now, as they moved over eastward into these other regions over in here, they started developing the history of becoming the chariot warriors. And so now you may say, well, Jerry, do you have any good videos related to that they done in Hollywood related to them being that way and yet being Israelites? Oh, yes, I do. Okay, folks, I'm going to let you see the Israeli version right here, you know, of the David and Goliath, and then the similarities that they make when they're the chariot warriors are, folks, okay? They run Hollywood, folks.
King Saul has lost God's blessing. And now he faces the Philistines' greatest champion. Goliath. Will one of you fight me? Israelites, you win! And the Philistines will be your slaves. I win. And you will be our slaves. Someone must fight him! Not you, Jonathan. The warrior who defeats him will be a rich man. Not one man in Israel. Not one of God's people. I'll do it. David, you're no soldier, you're a shepherd.
Yes, a shepherd. As I protect my sheep, God will protect me.
Where is your faith? Where is your God?
I will kill him.
You'll need this.
I'll be better without it. Yea, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. You are with me. Thy rod and staff, they comfort me. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me
will stay. I like your soldiers, too. They fought bravely yesterday. Not well, but bravely. We won't fight for you. That's what the Thessalians said. And the Arcadians. And the Achaeans. Now, they all fight for me. You can't have the whole world, Agamemnon. It's too big, even for you. I don't want to watch another massacre. Let's settle this war in the old manner. Your best fighter against my best.
And if my man wins?
We'll leave Thessaly for good. I'm a generous man. If mine wins, you can keep your throne. But Thessaly falls under my command to fight with me whenever I call.
Has this effect on many heroes.
Careful who you insult, old king.
Achilles is not with the army.
Where is he?
I sent a boy to look for him.
Having a good dream. A very good dream.
King Agamemnon sent me. He needs to
Speak to your king in the morning.
But my lord, it is morning. They're waiting for you.
I should have you whipped for your impudence.
Perhaps you should fight him. Achilles. Achilles. Look at the men's faces. You can save hundreds of them. You can end this war with a swing of your sword. Think how many songs they'll sing in your honor. Let them go home to their wives. Imagine a king who fights his own battles. Wouldn't that be a sight? Of all the warlords loved by the gods, I hate him the most. We need him, my king. For now.
they were showing you, did you folks? They show you guys a lot of things you don't know, guys. So let's go back to the map now, okay? So now, when that sort of battle took place, and you're talking about the Norwegian territories right here, folks, they moved eastward into the regions that many would consider, I guess, the Greek era. And then from there, they continued to move into the lower end of Asia, near Kazakhstan. And that is where they came from, being the ancient Viking kings to the Greek warlords into the Kazakhstan territories. And from Kazakhstan, what they done, from Kazakhstan, this is the area here, folks, where the Ottoman Empire faced off with them, and the famous figure in history that Prince Charles is kin to, the Prince of Malachia, of Raku the Impaler. This is where he came, folks. Then, when they did that, they made a big circle back around, and they came down into here, into these regions down in the lower end, and this is where this movie, The Keep, was made from, okay? And there, they became the ancient warlords of Malachia, is what they became. And from that, they continued to mutate on over in here, and of course into France and Belgium and some of this. This is where the Knights Templars, which is who they are ultimately, they built their castles, and of course Sean Harass showed a whole lot of this in some of his videos and stuff. And so they're just building their castles all throughout Europe, and finally they ended up back over here into Germany, and then they ended up finding their own kingdom in Switzerland. And so this is what they done. They basically made a big circle, and you want to induct England into this now, about the same time that they went into the Norwegian territories here. They would have also went into to the channels of England and Scotland and Ireland and settled into this. This is why London is called London. Anything D-O-N-D-E-N and D-A-N, it was named in this entire territory, folks, was named after them. Okay? That's why that the prince and all of these descendants of the aristocracy here in England, they proclaim to be of the tribe of Judah, but they're not. They're of the tribe of Dan and the Viking kings. And folks, that museum in Britain has $409 million worth of Viking king artifacts, and that is not an accident. So you can see the big circle that they took from Egypt up into the westernmost part of Europe, into the Scandinavian and British channels, on over into some of the places that later became into Greece. They moved on over into Kazakhstan, where they became the Khazars of Khazaria. And of course, you know the whole thing about the Prince of Malachia there, and then they moved on down in, they become the ancient warlords of Malachia in Romania, folks. And then they went on back in to Germany. And ultimately, these people were also the ones who were also the Nazi regime. And did they show anything at all in that movie in Romania of The Keep? Did they show anything at all to show that was them? Well, yes, they did. They showed that they went back into Germany and became the Nazis, and they also showed that they at one time was in Romania. I'll show you a clip from the movie that'll prove that. Now, this Major Kempers, folks, of the Gestapo, he is like I said, he's a Gestapo, and he stayed in this keep in Romania where this Antichrist Mulasar-like figure came out. And, of course, this Mulasar was a monster that was actually created and put in that keep at the time the tribe of Dan were the ancient warlords of Monarchia. Sorry about that, folks. Had to move to another frame here, okay? Of course, they continued their migration back westward and ended up in the Germanic and Belgium and Austria and Switzerland territories. But that's where they came through. So in other words, this monster was from a place where his ancestors had been from. So listen very carefully to what he says, the monster says, when Major Kempers asks him where he's from, okay?
Low battery. Low battery.
I think I fixed it. Hang tight. Yes, here we go. What are you? Where do you come from?
Where am I from? I am from you.
Sorry about the little mishap there, folks, but do you see what I'm saying? He said, where am I from? I am from you. And he is from him, folks. It was previous ancestors of where he was from. But we're going to get a little bit better idea of this tribe of Dan and exactly what they're doing in Hollywood. I'm going to show you some more things like this, folks. It's so lengthy to do these videos, it's hard to show all this stuff. I could make a 4-hour long video on everything that they did. But thank you for watching this one. There's more to come, okay?